Tiffany, if anytime you gotta go with the comment guys there, just let us know. And I'll get it to you.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable week.
It is 10:12. Calling the meeting to order.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, Elijah Willis.
Now, we're not gonna do the roll call. We're
Not gonna do the roll
so
call?
Just calling the meeting to order first.
Call me, okay.
Oh, yeah, roll calls after everything else.
Yes. So first thing we're gonna do a moment of silence for all the tragedy in our world today. Okay. Third, we're gonna do a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a roll call?
Okay, Chairman Willis,
Here.
Chief Mills, Vice Chair, Member at Large, Chief Kenny,
Here,
Secretary Bronow, here. Citizen appointed, Mayor Booker, not present. You miss anybody? Time is 10:12. We have a quorum.
yep. Okay, and then I would just introduce that, Marvin's here, and then we'll talk to him when we get to that point.
All right. So introduction, we got Mr. Marvin Savage, and when we get to Mr. Savage, we'll bring you up to talk on some subject, probably be on the Z-Tron. All right. Number 6,
I didn't get anyone get that?
anybody get any for public comments?
But we should also add that we have Tiffany on the line, as she's technically,
She just said we don't have to because she's not a board member.
but she's still a news media guest, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry.
I'll add to the
Yeah,
record.
the minutes should reflect that I'm here, but there's no motion or anything that needs to be
Perfect,
made to
sorry.
allow me to attend.
Sorry,
No
got it.
All right, so we're gonna recognize, what's your last name, ma'am?
Jaworski.
Tiffany Jaworski is on the phone. You got that?
Duly noted.
All right. All right, we're gonna go to number 6, public comments. Anybody here for public comments? Did we get anything in,
I didn't receive anything.
all right. Number 7, the minute meetings to be approved. Operational meetings from May 25th.
Make a motion to approve the operational minute, the May 25th meeting minutes.
I will second.
So Chief Mills has made a motion to approve them. Chief Kenny has second. Do we do a roll call vote?
Roll call, okay. Mr. Chairman Willis,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mills,
Yes.
appointed Member Kenny,
Here, I'm sorry, yes.
Secretary Bronow, yes. Mayor Booker, not present, 4-0.
All right, motion carries. All right, new business. We got the fiscal statistics and operational statistics. That's gonna be Mr. Reyes, right? Yep.
All right, we've got last month's statistics. From the May 1st to May 31st, Ike Center received 6,823 calls via 911 emergency or non-emergency phone lines, generating 3,567 documented calls. In comparison to May of last year, the Ike Center received 7,442 calls via the same phone lines, generating 3,502 documented calls. We received 619 less calls. However, we did get 65 more calls for service this year. Both municipalities are still negotiating with their telecommunicator unions. Broadview Telecommunicator is still going through training On May 13th, the IKE 911 Dispatch Center successfully switched from the analog Net 17 channel to the digital StarCom channel. The Maywood Police Department and the Broadview Police Department also switched over to the new channel, both without issue. CPR training has been scheduled with the Broadview Fire Department for June 27th and June 28th. One CPR recertification has been completed. Recertification will follow for both EFD and EMD for all telecommunicators. We have the ledger available to everybody, but the balance of the IKE 911 Center account as of June 15 is at $634,068.39.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All right, so it's been a motion to approve by Chief Mills and a second by Chief Kenny. Get a roll call vote.
Okay, Chairman Willis,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mills,
Aye.
appointed member Kenny,
Aye.
Secretary Bruno, aye. 4-0. I'm sorry, Nathaniel Booker not present.
Also, too, I just want to make a note for the record. I just want to say, you know what, that it was a pleasure and an honor working with Broadview on this changing from analog to digital. I mean, I think the collaboration that we put in to make this happen, and we both do it on the same day, and like Director Reyes says, without
Can you
incident,
grab your mic so we can hear you all right?
and without
Actually, flip it over the cue. There we go.
and to have this, to have that go off without incident, what speaks volumes and shows that, what the collaboration with both municipalities are working together, to become one. So I appreciate all y'all hard work on this, so thanks. All right. Next up is, new business, B, approval of expenses. The Communication Center System Maintenance Bill, 6/9/2022, for $456.29. Is that you, Lieutenant Aiken?
Can we have Lieutenant Aiken?
Good morning. Lieutenant Mike Aiken with the Broadview Police Department with a new business regarding our fiscal status. Director Reyes had given you our current balance. We did receive a refund from Chicago Communications now that we went digital for our last check that we wrote them in the amount of $5,475.48. And that is accounted for in the budget I provided to you this morning. We do have another issue coming up as far as our AT&T bill for the old Net 17 analog. I think I presented last month, there was about an $80,000 bill due. I'm going to negotiate or attempt to negotiate with AT&T on that bill now that we are no longer using the Net 17 analog. And I'll have an update for you next month's board meeting. In addition, now that we are on the StarCom digital channel, we have to decide what we would like to do for a backup channel. With Net 17, we had Net 17A and Net 17, or talk around in Net 17B. I would suggest that I can reach out to Hillside, Westchester, and Bellwood to see what their plan, if they have any plan for the future, for a backup channel. Howard from Mercury Systems advised that with our current infrastructure, with fiber cable being already laid down in Westchester, Maywood, Broadview, and Hillside, that he could move forward and make a backup channel for us. I don't have any expense on that yet, but it is an option, and I can ask Howard to maybe, if we can have him at the next meeting, to give us a little more information on that.
Okay.
You want to touch on that bill for 456?
And the 456.29, that was being broken down month to month with the old analog system. So I'm gonna reach out to Chi-Com. We're not gonna be paying that bill this month, and I'll have an update for you next month.
So the question I have then, so Lieutenant Aiken, so was it a bill from Maywood and Broadview? So it's two bills, so is it $800, almost $900,
No.
or is it just that one bill?
That is one bill for Maywood and Broadview combined.
Okay. So,
But we are not on the analog Net 17 channel anymore. So we'll get this, I will have this straightened out with Chicago Communications as far as future billing goes.
okay. And then the AT&T bill that you just discussed.
We're gonna be working on that. That might not be a 30-day issue, but we'll at least get negotiations and a conversation started.
Yeah, roger that, thanks.
Okay.
Any questions?
None. Thank you. I make a motion to approve the bill that's put in front of us for $456.29.
And it's not being paid at this present time.
Oh, it is not, I'm sorry.
It's not
I missed that part of it.
I apologize. I'm gonna put that on hold.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. Never mind, that's my fault. I got sidetracked.
So do we make a motion to table that, or do we just,
I guess so, yeah.
yeah,
Table that for next month, and I'll have an update.
okay.
Okay, I apologize. I'll make a motion to table item, look back at my thing here.
B1,
Thank you. B1 for $456.29 to the next meeting.
I second.
All right, so Chief Kenny made a motion to table B1 for bill payment for $456.29 to Chicago Communication. And Chief Mills, second. Can I get a roll call vote?
Okay, roll call, Chairman Willis,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mills,
Aye.
appointed member Kenny,
Aye.
Secretary Bruno, aye. Motion carries.
All right.
Question before you move along? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do we need to vote to accept Reyes's report or no? If we don't, fine, let's keep moving. Let's move.
We,
Okay, very good,
no, we
thanks.
just did a,
That's information.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we're going into number 9, old business. Updated information on the Z-Tron installation for the Village of Maywood, regularly monthly updates through project completion. I believe this is where Mr. Savage can come in and give us some insight on this and tell us where we at in this system.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
With pleasure, I announce that we have Z-Tron up and running at Maywood Fire Station 1 and Fire Station 2. I was there this morning, and they had an actual call come through. It's about time.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All righty.
We actually had it going since last night.
Yes.
Excellent. We heard the test and we were like, stop. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Savage.
If I can add my expressive appreciation to Mr. Savage and his persistence in getting this moving and closed on. And there will be right now the policy is just for the staff to just notify both stations at the same time, turn out to both stations, but there'll be a policy solidified and in place by the start of Monday.
Excellent.
Cool.
Can I make a mention on this too?
Yes, ma'am.
That now moving forward that we have those in place, can we start talking about, when we say attention Division 20 and we dispatch ourselves to fires, that's a huge ISO rating loss that we have because we do it from the vehicles versus dispatch doing it. So if we can open the conversation of that on the next meeting, I'll have the materials provided for that, because that does increase our rating.
Any questions? All right,
Not this time.
next item, B, Maywood Police and Broadview Police Digital Update.
I think he already went through that.
Yeah, I think Mr. Reyes spoke on this, and as well as Lieutenant Acom. And this is in reference to us going from analog to digital. What day was that again? We did that Monday, which was June 13th. All right. Oh, next item, C, update from Maywood Council, establishing the IKE 911 Emergency Joint Agency as an independent agency.
So I believe last meeting, we asked for council to be here to let us know where we were gonna be at with that, but we haven't heard anything.
We actually haven't heard anything since Maywood made some administrative moves in terms of letting Mike Jerusik. For the record, Attorney Michael Jerusik for the Village of Maywood had taken the lead on that and working with Village of Broadview's attorney Tiffany Jaworski Nelson in an exchange of documents and things regarding establishing IKE 911 Emergency Joint Agency, and even to touch on item D, as well as rewriting the IGA between the villages of Maywood and Broadview. So I guess it would probably be in all fairness if yourself, Chief Willis, give us an update
You know what,
on
so,
both items.
all right, so as you probably don't know, we're going through some, what they call it when we learn through school, crisis in management, you know, in the village of Maywood. So with that being said, what I do, I have Ms. Jerusik, so the old firm ordered in its Sturk is no longer the village attorney. Kleinthorpe and Jenkins was reestablished. So I'll reach back out to Mr. Jerusik and I'll bring these two topics out and then we can probably address it on the next meeting if that's okay.
Tiffany?
Okay, so Mr. Jerusik is back with the village now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great then. Yeah, just have Mr. Jerusik get back in touch with me and we can restart where we left off.
Okay.
There hasn't been anything done. I have never heard from anybody at Olson and Sturk regarding the proposed changes to the agreement, so we're still kind of static as we were last time. So, yeah, just once Mr. Jerusik gets settled in again, if he could just send me whatever proposals you guys have and we can re-up the negotiation.
All right, Roger that, make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
So with that, I suggest that we keep this on our monthly agenda,
Yes, I agree.
you know, and even if there's not much to share, we'll just keep it going under the old business, if that's okay with you. Secretary Brunel, vote item C and D.
I make it noted.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, you're good. No, we just move on to
All right, next item
German.
is adjournment. All right. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Before the motion, I'd just like to add, what Chief Willis made mention about the collaboration, work with both villages, with all businesses as it pertains to the IKE 911, public safety, dispatch, and everything else, and even our personnel. I think at this point, you know, I think regardless of what Maywood may be experiencing in their crisis and management and things like that, I think everything's working very well. The communication between Chief Brunel, Chief Kenny, myself, Chief Willis is phenomenal. So I would like to, you know, just ask that we maintain this open line of communication and the collaboration that we share, because the bottom line is it's all about the residents of both towns and what they deserve. So again, I want to say thank you to Maywood and of course Director Reyes, Lieutenant Acom, as they push forth with the digital switchover, and then Z-Tron with Mr. Savage, and of course the Maywood administration. So thank
Here,
you.
here.
Yes, excellent. And then to add, we had, with the storm, I just want to say that dispatch did an amazing job prioritizing, getting us out to where we needed to go. It was chaotic and they handled it well. So I just want to say thank you from my end, because if somebody wasn't getting something, they were dropping it down to anybody that they could get on the radio, and it was rough.
Yeah,
And,
that's the one thing. I was in communication with them during the day. I had power out of the house too. But yeah, first thing I made sure was to, even though they come prioritize, we'll get to them eventually.
and then even the follow-ups on cooling centers and where to go and asking those questions and reaching out, everybody was amazing. So I thank you from me, and I will do something, but I just want everyone to know how much I appreciated them.
Cool.
I'll make a motion for the meeting to be adjourned.
Second?
All right, so we have a motion to adjourn by Chief Mills and a second by Chief Kenny.
All in favor? Or we gotta do it, sing separate? We gotta do a separate vote, or can I do all in favor? I'll call the roll.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Chairman Willis,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mills,
Aye.
Appointed Member Kenny,
Aye.
Secretary Brunel. Motion carries.
Great,
All right,
thank you.
Meeting adjourned at 10:31.